Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Justin with the Millennial Mixtape, back again with another track. Now, today I'm super excited about the song. We'll be diving into the 1975's If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know. Now, I am very excited about this one. I have been listening to the singles they've put out, and if I'm being honest with you, I haven't been the biggest fan of what I've heard. Now, full disclosure, I love the 1975. I started listening to them probably 2015 when I first heard Menswear. I was like, man, this is different. I really like how they were doing like this like R&B pop rock thing and fusing it together and making it sound so great. And then as I listened to more of their catalog, I mean, they're just pulling influences from everywhere. Like you've got the 80s new wave thing, you've got like the Brit pop, obviously, you've got the rock. But it's just like, I really like the 1975. I think Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships is one of the best albums of 2018. Like, and that's the same year that we got Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour, which was also fantastic. So, I mean, those two are probably my top albums of 2018. So, that said, when I look at the songs that they've released for their new album, Notes on a Conditional Form, I haven't been the most impressed with them. In particular, the songs I didn't like were Fragile State of Mind. To me, that one was almost derivative of some of their past material. To like rhythmically and sonically, it sounded so much like two time that I couldn't really get into it. Then I also didn't really care for the Birthday Party song that much either. To me, it wasn't that it was a good song or a bad song. It was just kind of a meh song. And that's the thing. Like when I really like the 1975, I really like the 1975. But when I don't like the 1975, I don't like the 1975. I did like Jesus Christ 2005, God Bless America, because I liked how different it was and they stripped it down. Of course, I love Phoebe Bridgers. If you've watched my reaction video, I'll link that up there. You know that I'm a huge fan of Phoebe Bridgers. Also, I did like the Me and You Together song just because I like 90s Brit rock. And here's the thing about the 1975, before we dive into the song very quickly. These guys have kind of perfected this nostalgia train that we're on right now. So if we look at their past material, very clearly, Maddie is influenced by like the Talking Heads and like new wavy kind of 80s pop. But these guys have been doing that pretty much since they started releasing albums. All these other people like Dua Lipa, you can check my review of her album here for the Future Nostalgia. She's got that 70s disco thing. Harry Styles also has the 70s disco thing with his latest. The Weeknd has the 80s new wave thing on his 80s new wave and R&B. And like those guys are fine, they're doing it, but they're like just catching that train and riding the popularity of it. But I feel like the 1975 has been there for a minute. And another thing, the 1975 are so good at genre hopping. Like they're really good at that. But I've seen it argued in forums that like they're at their best when they're doing 80s new wave. And I can't say that that's wrong. I can't say that that's not a true statement. So if you're excited about today's track, let me know in the comments. Again, we're doing If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know. I'm going to do it a little differently today. If you want to pause it here in just a minute, go listen to the track and come back. We'll have reactions. And you can, of course, share your reaction to it in the comments below, and I'll be glad to respond and have a conversation about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the 1975's latest, If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know. So go ahead and pause here and then come back when you're done. All right, we're back. Thanks for tuning back in. I want to know what you think about the song. Go ahead and tell me down there in the comments. And I'll tell you what I thought about it. So first off, I really dug it. I think that it was the 1975 of the songs that they've released so far. And again, going back to the comment that I made just a little bit ago, I feel like the argument that was made online is they're at their best when they're riding that new wave 80s train. And that's present here. Like if you watch the video, you saw, Maddie was doing his David Byrne dance that he does with the wobbly knees. I think the song was good. I liked the driving nature of the music. I felt like there's kind of a formulaic structure to the song: verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge with a knockout saxophone solo. Man, that saxophone solo was good. Also, speaking of the saxophone solo, I thought that it added a really good flavor to the song overall. I was worried that maybe the texture would get annoying. Also, the reverby effect on Maddie's voice, I thought that that would get annoying as well, but it didn't. I did enjoy that as well. But yeah, I feel like this was, of the four singles we've gotten so far, I feel like this was my favorite. And I want to know what you think. Tell me in the comments. Let's talk about the lyrics for just a minute. I went ahead and pulled those up. So if you've listened to these guys previously, you know that Maddie is no stranger to talking about relationships. I mean, that's everywhere. Everywhere he's talking about relationships. I mean, he even had an album that was called A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. And I feel like this song was maybe supposed to be on that album. I don't know. The turnaround on the writing to me feels really fast. So either they had these in their back pocket for a while, or I mean, they've got it. They've got the formula down. So I'm not sure. But if we look at the lyrics here again, I feel like this should have been on that album. So first part, I see her online all the time. I'm trying not to stare down there. While she talks about her tough time, girl of your dreams, you know what I mean. So clearly this is about, it's almost like voyeuristic to me. And like not in like a good way. It's kind of like a gross song. But hey, I mean, people love the one I love by REM, and that's not a great love song. And also people love Every Breath You Take by The Police, which is about stalking. So, here's the thing. So when we're writing songs about relationships, from my years of expertise, you kind of go with what's in the moment. And to me, this reads like a chat transcript from r/Tinder on Reddit. Now, full disclosure, I did not have to date. My wife and I met while we were both in high school, fell in love, and we've been together ever since. Hold your applause, please. But this song, to me, like, is this what modern dating is like? Like the bluntness and the directness? Or is this just what online dating culture is now? I mean, I don't know. But if this is what it is, I'm scared. Like if I ever have to go back in the dating world, like I don't know that I would last very long if this is the kinds of things that you have to be, hip on. Clearly I'm old. So anyway, so that's in the verse. And then in the chorus, it goes, maybe I would like you better if you took off your clothes. I'm not playing with you, baby. I think that you should give it a go. So again, very, direct, very direct. But it's lyrics to me for these guys have kind of always been about one thing. And so, if it took a little bit of a departure, that'd be cool. Let me say this too. This just came to my mind. So when we listened to Love It If We Made It on Brief Inquiry, that song, I believe that's the right song, was pulled, all of the lyrics were pulled from like newspaper headlines and taglines. And so I feel like maybe they pulled these from Tinder chats. I don't know, but that's what it feels like to me. So overall, I do like the song. That saxophone. More of that, more saxophone, more 80s new wave. And if the 1975 is at their best doing 80s new wave, like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? If this is my favorite track they've released so far, but I admittedly like the genre hopping that they do, have they gotten this formula down too well? I don't know. But I do like it. And I'm kind of reluctant to, like when they started releasing singles, especially when I heard Me and You Together song, I was like, oh, this is going to be another like knockout album for them. But with the other two songs that they've released, I was like, man, I don't know. This is not what I was expecting. But now they're back with If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know. And I feel like they're back on track. So I'm reluctant to say I'm going to love the album. I know I'm going to listen to it, definitely going to listen to it. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes when it releases. That was a little different. I know I kept getting dinged for copyrights with the previous reaction video I did. So if you like this format better, it's a little more like, I don't know, riff tracksy, I guess. I don't know. But let me know what you think about this format in the comments. Also, tell me what you think about the song, if you're excited for the album. any of that good stuff, let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and I will continue the conversation there. If you like the content I'm putting out, please like and subscribe, and yeah, hit the bell thing when you see it so you're notified of any new videos I put out in the future. So with that, I'm Justin with the Millennial Mixtape, and I will see you next time. Until I see you, stay safe, stay well.